as promised, our hot peach cobbler. The first thing we're going to do is start by melting our butter, and we're going to melt it right in the pan that we're going to cook it in. We're going to put this into our oven that's already preheated and ready for our cobbler. By the time we finish our cobbler, the butter will be melted and we'll be ready to go. All right, we're going to start with our fresh peaches. We're going to put maybe a cup and a half of sugar. That looks about right. Well, let's see, we'll add maybe a cup of water. We don't want them too liquidy. And we're just going to let those dissolve, and that sugar and that peach juice is going to make a nice syrup. And we're just going to let that go like that. And we're going to move on over here to our crust. You're not going to believe how simple this recipe is. And there's no way you can mess up except by using the wrong kind of flour. You must use a self-rising flour. So we've got our flour, our sugar, and at this point, I like to stir that together and mix them together good, because when I add my milk, it won't lump nearly as bad as if I just dump the milk on top of it. So we've got those mixed together real good. We're going to add our milk, and we're going to just stir this up. We're not going to overwork this. We're just going to blend it until all your flour is moistened. And if you like, some of us are spoon girls and some of us are whip girls. So if you like a whip, by all means, pull out your whip and use that. All right, look at our peaches over here. They're going to town, and I'm going to pull those off, and we're going to see if our butter is melted. And it has. And when I say butter on this one, please use butter, because it's so much better than the margarine. I think maybe I should have pulled out my whip too, y'all. Yeah, baby! Remember, y'all, the key to this dish is self-rising flour. If you've got flour in your pantry and you're not sure what it is, go ahead and add a teaspoon of baking powder to it. It won't hurt it. If it's self-rising, it'll just puff just a little bit more, but it won't hurt it. All right, we've got our stick of butter melted, and we've got this wonderful batter that we're just going to pour right on top of that butter. Get every speck of that wonderful crust out of there. And now we're going to ladle our peaches. Now, I've told you the most important part of making your crust. Now I'm fixing to tell you the most important step in seeing that your cobbler turns out perfect. We're going to just lay our peaches on top of our batter, along with that wonderful juice. Look at those peaches. Are they just not beautiful? I'm going to tilt this up some so that we can get that wonderful syrup. Now, the most important thing is to not stir this. In about 45 minutes, we're going to pull this out of the oven. You're going to have the most unbelievable, thick, wonderful, buttery layer of crust on top of those peaches that you've ever seen. So do not stir. And this pretty baby is ready to go into the oven. And if you like, sprinkle a light topping of ground cinnamon on top. I have another cobbler in the other oven that I started earlier, and it should be ready now. Oh, I believe we have another perfect peach cobbler. See that beautiful thick crust I promised you? This recipe is magic. I'm going to dig into this while it's good and hot. Look at that beautiful, hot, steamy peach cobbler. The weight of the peaches went to the bottom of the pan, and the lightness and the additives in your flour brought it to the top. Now you can serve this wonderful cobbler with either fresh whipped cream or ice cream. I'm going to sample this to make sure it's good enough for you. And it is. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.